going back to the first, so the first actor to get married on a plane in Africa, and the first, like you said earlier, to walk the red carpet at the Grammys. So let's talk about your music. I do have the CD here. Beautiful, yes, beautiful CD.
Me, Myself, and I.
Me, Myself, and Eyes.
Eyes.
Oh. Me, Myself, and Eyes. Oh. That's different, huh?
Yeah. Where did that title come from?
Well, it came from the fact that when I was coming out, when I announced that I was going to be bringing out my second album, I got a lot of reactions, and because I'm coming from the movies, people thought, after my first album I was just gonna run away, because people from the movies just don't get that kind of chance. They're like, we love you, you act well and everything, but can you just stay there? Don't come over. And it's like that everywhere in the world. So when they see a few people who really want to take it very seriously, the first question is, are you really serious? So I already told people I was not going to be bringing out an album until every 5 years. So I guess as time went on, they were like, oh, she's just bored, that's why she's doing this, she probably won't do another album. So when I said my album was ready, it was going to be dropping, I had for the first time a lot of people who were not even interested when my first album dropped were now interested, were asking me questions and everything. I just felt a lot of pressure, and so we're all playing around in the studio someday. It was like, everybody's watching you, like, what are you doing? Are you really serious with this thing? And it just came out, out of everybody's mouth, like, it was you and everybody knows you, and so I feel like all eyes on me, but I couldn't use all eyes on me.
right.
So it was
that
me,
one's taken,
myself,
right?
and all his eyes.
Interesting.
So if our viewers were interested, is there a website? Where can they go to get this?
Oh, absolutely. They can get it from my website right now. You can get it from www.omotola.tv. And you can get it from iTunes. At least Stop the War is on iTunes. Because that's the first single that's been promoted in the US by Bungalow Universal. Right.
Bungalow Universal, what's that?
That's my record label here, out here in America.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're managed by Bishop Entertainment Consult?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Probably so.
Out here in Atlanta. Yeah. So how long were you in the studio with this project?
2 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's a
From
long
2008. Yeah. To
grueling 2 years.
Well, because I write most of my songs.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I write in the studio, so. Yeah.
And you also have a couple of videos out.
Yeah, there are 2 videos actually on the CD. The video of Missing You and Feel Alright are on the CD. You can play them on your PC or your laptop. It's also interesting to know that most of my songs are actually inspirational, and so I have songs like Stop the War, I have songs like Barren Land. These are songs that I did either for the UN or songs that have to do with what we're just going through in the world, and what things that I really want to talk about, because what drives my musical career actually is my humanitarian side. Basically.
And you are the ambassador for.
I'm a UN ambassador for WFP.
Okay.
WFP is the World Food Program.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm also an ambassador for Amnesty International.
That's awesome.
And you're also an honorary Sierra Leonean.
I know. Yeah, I'm an honorary citizen of Liberia.
Liberia. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Liberia.
Almost
got my.
Well, yeah, I was like, yeah.
You never know. They might be looking for you in Sierra Leone.
Yeah, I do a lot of work in Sierra Leone.
See, you might get that honorary.
Even if they don't give me, I give myself.
See, I was pronouncing it so it could come to fruition.
Yeah. Because in Sierra Leone last year, we did a campaign. We ran a campaign with Amnesty International for, it was about the maternal mortality rate in Sierra Leone. Because it's you have to know that Sierra Leone right now has the highest, well, I won't say right now anymore, but as of last year, had the highest rate of maternal mortality in the world. So it was easy for women to die when they're pregnant, or, delivering a child, like you had malaria. And it's not a disease, so it was unacceptable. So Amnesty International attacked it from the side of, from the angle of the human right. It's a right of a woman to carry a baby or pregnancy to full term and have this child in good health.
Right.
So as I speak with you right now in Sierra Leone, after our campaign and everything, right now in Sierra Leone, every woman who gets pregnant gets the government supporting her till she gives birth. Yeah, they take care of her financially and otherwise. Yeah, today, 2011, that's what we're able to achieve with Amnesty International.
Well done. We are so proud of her.
Thank you.
What was your experience at the Grammy?
I could talk about it forever.
Awesome.
It was really beautiful. It was beautiful. I mean, I'm new in music, you know. I mean, so where do I get the strength to actually start to think that, you know, in the next 5 years I would be, you know, in the Grammys, even as you know, just part of the audience, you know. It's not like it's so impossible, but you just don't even start to think about that, you know. But, you know, so getting to even, you know, have the opportunity to go, and then to get the opportunity to do the red carpet, to walk the red carpet is hard. It's not even something, it is hard, you know. I mean, like, it is almost unthinkable, you know. So when Bungalow Universal, you know, who was coordinating with myself and my manager and my management, you know, Bishop Consultants and Entertainment, told us that they were going to be able to get us to walk on the red carpet, we were, you know, over the moon. And we thought, you know, God, just don't let anything go wrong. You know, you don't want that morning and they call you and say, you know, oh, we really tried, but, you know, something's just gone wrong. So we're like, this all true. And when we worked the red carpet, it was beautiful. Everywhere you turn, it was just celebrities. That's, you know, like, you know, people who've been doing music forever. And you're there with them. You're
so
like,
what were you wearing? Isn't that one of the questions they ask on the red carpet?
Yes.
What were you wearing?
Well, who are you wearing?
Just the white
shoes do you have on?
Just a white simple dress from a simple girl from Nigeria. I was more interested in actually being there and you know, enjoying the awesomeness and the beauty of everything and taking everything in than seriously worrying about what I was wearing. You know, that's the truth. But you know, that's it.
That's America. Everybody wants to know who's on the red carpet, who you're wearing, who the shoes, the makeup, the jewelry. That's America.
So let's talk about some of the fun things you've done in Atlanta in the past couple of days. Yesterday you were at the PAC Foundation, managed by Feni Shakur, Tupac's mom.
Yeah, Tupac's mom.
And I heard that you had sent her a gift, and that really touched her and moved her to tears. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it was actually a Nigerian dress. Yeah, which had a lot of sparkles on it. Because I thought about it and I said, this woman gave birth to a philosopher, to someone we in Africa are very proud of. You know, someone who's touched our lives. You know, so I just wanted to celebrate her. You know, as the mother of a figure that has brought so much joy and aspiration and a lot of inspiration, really, you know, to our lives. And so I hear she received it well, and yeah, that really touched me as well.
And the kids do an exchange program where African kids come here to the foundation and experience life in this environment, and then the kids from the PAC Foundation also go to Africa. Go to Africa or Nigeria as they choose, you know, just to see how the difference, you know, in cultures, and to learn, you know, creative things, and to see, you know, how children could learn, you know, African cultures, and you know everything that makes us tick, you know, and all of this stuff. And it keeps the children, you know, focused. It helps them to understand, you know, that they should, you know, shove away violence and street stuff, anything that could get children in trouble, really. Yeah. And basically, you know, it helps develop their minds. Yeah, and even the exchange, you know, even from Africa as well, opens up their minds and all of that stuff. Yeah, so there's a lot of giving back really going on in between. That's good.
So you're building a relationship between your foundation and the Tupac Foundation.
Definitely.
And your foundation is?
Oh yeah, it's the Omotola Youth Empowerment Program.
Omotola Youth Empowerment Program.
Yeah, we work with youths.
Too. So 2 youth programs that work intertwined.
Exactly.
That's good. And from the PAC Foundation, you went on to have some serious fun.
Yeah, at the Valley. That was great. It was a wonderful way to wind down. Oh, yeah. You know, end the day.
I was there.
It was a blast.
Yes,
it was a blast. You know, just want to thank the organizers of that show and everything. Everybody had fun. I went on Facebook and it was going crazy. I was like, yeah, we shut down the house, right?
You sure did. You did.
Yeah.
Again, the Queen of Nollywood, actress, singer, Omotola Jalade Ekeinde. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.